if I convene a meeting with Muslim leaders around the world to discuss how they can align themselves in our battle against terrorism, but also put the relationship between the West and the Islamic world on a more productive footing. I do so with the credibility of somebody who actually lived in a Muslim country for a number of years.
I think we've been hearing comments in some quarters that the fact that his father was a Muslim might have a positive effect on young Muslims around the world. They say this guy has got something in common with us. Can take another view of this, however, as Daniel Pipes has written. Apparently, as a child, Obama attended prayers at mosques in Indonesia with his Indonesian stepfather, and Pipes says that for some Muslims, at least, that would make him, now that he is a Christian, an apostate who ought to be murdered. That's a chilling thought and one that we don't like to entertain. But the fact is, I think that it's naive of us to expect that the hearts of Muslims around the world are going to be warmed by having somebody who they regard as a former Muslim as President of the United States.
We do begin this morning with the latest on the Christmas Day plot to bring down Delta Northwest Flight 253. The suspect, Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalib, has now been officially charged with attempting to blow up that plane. He's now in the hospital recovering from burns, and investigators are piecing together the plot. ABC's Brian Ross joins us this morning with all the chilling new details. Brian.
Good morning, Bill. Federal agents say the information now points to a plot organized by al-Qaeda in Yemen involving a powerful explosive hidden in the underpants of a suspect already on a U.S. terror watch list. It was a massive security breakdown on many levels, and authorities say tragedy was averted only because the bomb's detonator did not work. U.S. officials tell ABC News the bomb was built and the plot organized by al-Qaeda leaders in the country of Yemen, at a location just north of the capital city of Sana'a. Authorities say the suspect, 23-year-old Farouk Umar Abdul Muttalib, spent months in Yemen being trained for the Christmas Day suicide mission. Investigators believe Abdul Muttalib was connected to al-Qaeda by the same radical cleric, American-born Anwar al-Awlaki, who's linked to the American Army major accused of opening fire at Fort Hood in November.
All the roads point back to Yemen. They point back to al-Awlaki. I think it's a pretty deadly combination.
According to investigators, the bomb was built in Yemen by a top al-Qaeda bomb maker and contained more than 80 grams of a high-explosive chemical called PETN in a 6-inch plastic packet sewn into Abdul Muttalib's underwear and not detected by airport security.
Al-Qaeda knows very well what the various devices can do. They know this is a weakness and Achilles heel in our airport security system.
Bomb experts say there was more than enough explosive to bring down the Northwest jet had the detonator not failed. Abdul Muttalib is the son of a wealthy Nigerian banker and has lived for years in this upscale London neighborhood. More than 100 chat room posts traced to his email account by ABC News show the course of his radicalization. In high school, he described himself as very ambitious and determined, concerned he would not get into college at Caltech, Stanford, and Berkeley because of his test scores. I tried the SAT, he wrote. It was a disaster. I didn't practice well, and I got 1,200. Then later, he wrote of joining protests against the war in Iraq, asking when is lying allowed to deceive the enemy, and then finally heading to Yemen.
This is the threat, the primary threat that we have to worry about now. People who have been radicalized in the United States, in Western Europe, people who have been radicalized at long distance on the internet.
The suspect's father became so concerned about his son's radicalization that he actually went to the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria to say his son could be a threat to the U.S. American authorities put the suspect's name on a terror watch list, Bill, but they did not put his name on the no-fly list, nor did they revoke his visa, which he obtained about 1.5 years ago. And that's what he used to board the plane to Detroit on Christmas morning.
And that watch list is hundreds of thousands of names on it. I'm interested in one point you made there. As tens of thousands of American troops head to Afghanistan, Yemen has now emerged as the al-Qaeda hotspot. Why?
Well, the al-Qaeda affiliate there has united with the al-Qaeda group from Saudi Arabia, and it's become the new training grounds with predator strikes now against the camps that al-Qaeda runs in Waziristan, very hot. Yemen's become the new place. This is bin Laden's ancestral homeland, and authorities have put 2 different U.S. airstrikes into suspected targets in Yemen, but it continues to be a place where Americans and other Western Europeans who seek jihad against the West have gone to train.
Okay, Brian Ross with some great detail this morning. Thank you.